Good day, this is Marius Landman here from Brisbane, Australia, and here is a quick cryptocurrency Bitcoin update for our members all around the world. If you are new to our membership, this is a great place to start. You'll notice on 9 August, 10 August, we sent out this report. It's called the Sneak Report. In this report, I talk about the Bayesian algorithm model for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. In effect, I'm talking about a model which is 13 up, 5 down, 13 up. In some cases, you can have an extended wave, which is 15 up, 5 down, and 15 up again. This normally forms at the top of a cycle. It is very likely that we are now heading into a top where Bitcoin will most likely hit about 12,700, maybe 13,000, and then start to roll over. Go download this report, read this report. I'm not going to read all this data for you. The bottom line here, guys, is that most to all top altcoins, including Bitcoin, is about to form a unique 13 up, 5 down, 13 up pattern. If you look at this model here that I have included in this report for you, in this report, I'm showing you the 5 model up. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes there's an extended wave. ABC down and then 5 up again. Then a correction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. Sometimes that wave can be violent downwards. Then you will notice here that we are right here, right there at the moment. And I'm going to go into a chart and show you what happened overnight so that there's no fear for you. Now let's get into it. And just so you know, in the bottom of this, I give you an example of Bitcoin Cash, which can most likely sometimes be 15, 5, 15, or in other words, 13 up, 5 down, 13 up. Here is the model for Ethereum. Right here where my mouse is now, you can see here that overnight we had a bit of a drop there. I'm now on the 4-hour chart, and you can see here for 12 hours the market simply just dropped quickly. Consecutively every 4 hours drop till it came to the bottom of this channel. And this channel is the one that we were talking about and said that when we get to this point here, cryptocurrencies will actually drop out of this channel to the bottom and then start a whole brand new wave upwards. Let's have a look at this model, and you can see here from this point here we expect a WXY, and there you go, WXY to that point there. And in this wave we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves upwards, ABC down, and then this point here is where we expect another 5 waves. And let me show you what I see in Ethereum. You can see here from the bottom, there's your leg 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have a ABC correction there. And I'm going to put that ABC correction in there. There's your A, your B, and your C. So once I've zoomed in here now, since we know that this is your leg up, remember your first leg must have 5 waves in it. Elliott wave theory. So there's your leg 1, your A, B, C correction down here. And notice at this point is not lower than that. In other coins it is lower. But we do expect a bit of a move upwards here, a little bit higher than that point there. So what I'm looking for is something like this, a bit of a pullback here, maybe sideways like this, and then heading into this target here to complete the wave 5. This target here could be anywhere from about 409 to maybe about 420. At this point here, I do expect that we are going to drop and come back here in 5 waves, and this target here for Ethereum could be about 362. It's important that we understand what this market is going to do, because when you analyze your cryptocurrencies that you are buying, whether it is a coin like Engine Coin, maybe Bitcoin Cash, or maybe let's say like Theta, you need to be aware of this model. Because think about this now, we're at the bottom here, the market is now going to go upwards here, then we're going to have a bit of a drop here, and then upwards most likely into Ethereum between 460 and 500. Let's go and apply this model to Bitcoin, and I'm going to show you what I see in Bitcoin. Effectively, let's just quickly have a look here. We're at the bottom here, so we expect, similar to Ethereum, that this market is going to go up. And looking at the model from Ethereum, we believe that we could hit about 12,200 Bitcoin. At this point here, a bit of a drop down to about 10.9. Whatever happens, guys, is that top there, Bitcoin is going to drop with about 1,000 points, maybe 1,500. At this point here, we are going to have the last leg upwards here, exactly what the Bayesian model points to, right up here to about 12,778. At this point here, we're going to follow this model here. At that point there, we're going to look at where we are long term for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So effectively, uptrend now, downtrend, then a last uptrend. This uptrend is going to be somewhere, a high point in September, between 10 September, the week of 10 September onwards, somewhere in that region. But we don't need to worry about figuring it out, because what we are going to do is we are going to look at this pattern. Remember, we now need to go upwards, 3, 4, 5. Then we get a requisite drop here, and then we get a nice uptrend. During this uptrend here is where altcoins are going to make insane money. Remember, I said August is going to be a spectacular month. Yes, somewhere in August we can have a bit of a drop. That's where we accumulate again. It's going to be a spectacular month. Then here, the beginning of September is going to be amazing. But you have to be careful, because cryptocurrencies, not all of them are going to go up. You have to get out at the right point. Now that you have the model that I've given you, you should be able to identify where we are in this model when you look at Ethereum. When you cross-check the coin that you follow, whether it's a Link or any other coin, you will know where you are. Remember, we are now here, right there, probably right there. We are now heading into this point upwards here into point 3, a bit of a pullback there, right into point 5. It can happen so quick, guys. So be careful, and if you are new, re-watch this video yet again. I'm going to show you another coin that I want you to take note of. When the market starts turning down, when and if, remember, I'm saying that we're going to get to a top. Most people in the world are saying that we are going to break out and Bitcoin is going to go to 20, 30, 40, and 50. What I am saying, if you've been following our algorithm analysis, we are saying there's one more downturn. In that downturn, when the market goes down, we're going to look at these Ethereum bear coins. Ethereum bear, Bitcoin bear. I want you now to go and start looking at it. Don't buy it. It's only visual now. Go and do some homework and study this. You can find this on FTX. You will notice here that every single time when Ethereum goes up, Ethereum bear goes down. It's the opposite of Ethereum bull. Right here at the bottom now, you can see here, and I'm going to zoom in here, is that Ethereum now, Ethereum bear, okay, remember this is the bear, the 3 times short, has made a bottom here. Now effectively what's going to happen here is that we believe that it could come down one more low, and then it's going to start turning upwards here at some point here. Don't buy it yet. This is not a buy recommendation. This is just something for you to be aware of. Let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. You can see here in Bitcoin Cash, and I'm just going to draw this for you. We have gone up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your A, B, C correction, and then it should do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most likely into this target here of 345. Then a drop downwards, and then a very nice bull run up, maybe to a target of 466, even about 470. Again, let's have a look at this pattern. Don't worry about the date. I expect that we could come here to about 10, the week of 10 September to a high point. It could be extended with a week, maybe 2 weeks. Again, guys, we are going to look at the pattern. This pattern upwards here, remember, that's 5, 3, 5. Follow the sneak report. Let's have a look at BSV. BSV has come into this profit zone a little bit to the lower side. Now, we do expect that BSV is going to break out upwards a little bit further. What we see here is that we could have a break here, and I'm going to zoom in shortly and show you what I see here. It could come there to about 256. Remember, we are going to have a sharp drop here. Then it starts doing a bit of a pattern upwards here. I do not believe that we are probably going to hit this high target that I'm hoping that we would hit, but in this profit zone, in the next move upwards, there's definitely going to be a point where you need to sell. Let me zoom in and I'll show you what I am going to do with BSV. I was actually hoping that BSV would have gone a little bit higher, but it hasn't done that yet. But with BSV, we need to be very careful. It's going to make a return upwards there and then break that blue line. On that break of the blue line, here at about 230, 236, that is where I am going to sell BSV. I do expect that BSV is going to come down, and then at this point here, I will re-enter the market if I see that Ethereum and Bitcoin is following the Bayesian algorithm model in sneak report number 18. Ethereum Classic is still pretty much on target to go upwards here. You see that it's broken this blue resistance line there. So from this point onwards, we could see a bit of a move upwards, again a bit of a downturn here, and then shoot upwards here to about this target here of 9.89. Litecoin specifically is following our blue algorithm line perfectly. You can see that from this point onwards here, we went upwards here. We made about a 36% profit here. If you look at that profit there, 36.5. Right at this point here, we see this is profit zone number 1. We've taken profit there. The market has dropped down to this low point here. This is now a buy. So from this point onwards, again, look at this, guys. It's following the Bayesian algorithm model. From this point onwards, do not be surprised if we have a bit of an uptrend here, another bit of a drop here before we go upwards and follow this pattern here to about 70. One of your other options that you can do with Litecoin is to simply just hold and don't do anything, because in the next move upwards, that is where you're going to get out of Litecoin. But it's following the algorithm model very nicely. In regards to XRP, you can see that it's followed our algorithm model here. We've broken the 0.2 line, and then we said the next target would be the maximum high point here before the retrace. So right at that point there is where we said to get out, and you can see that it has actually come down a little bit. We do expect it to go upwards here to about this target here of about 30 cents before we could potentially have another drop backwards here, and then following onwards and upwards to probably this target here of 0.35. Always work on lower numbers, and always when we have this next move upwards, have a look at where Bitcoin and Ethereum is at that point. Targets for Digibyte still stand. You can see here that we hit our target here of 0.03. I think it hit about 0.032. So we made about a 62% gain. A bit of a pullback here, but ultimately Digibyte is simply just going to go upwards here, and we believe that it could hit about 0.038, about 3.8 cents, maybe 4 cents, but a great coin to hold, and do not be surprised if this just breaks out upwards with vengeance. Theta perfectly on track, came up to this high point here. It's now pulling back. It's going to go sideways. We could see a bit of a further pullback, maybe downwards here. But ultimately what's going to happen is that this is going to go upwards here. Again, guys, the upwards move, let me just show you this, maybe a downwards move here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember your 5 waves up, right there to the top. There are 2 profit zones. Profit zone number 1, profit zone number 2. Great coin to hold in your portfolio. And remember the analysis on NEO. I've always said that NEO and Theta are twins. Whenever NEO moves, Theta is going to move. If you look at the pattern of NEO, the pattern of Theta, they're very, very similar. NEO, while I just do Theta, I'll do NEO as well. NEO is probably about there now and just doing a last move upwards there. So NEO, when it comes to about $16, $17, that's a good point to maybe perhaps exit. XTZ perfectly on track. Again, guys, a bit of a pullback here and then into profit zone number 2. We could see $5 XTZ, which is Tezos. Link could easily hit a target of 17. It came perfectly into $11, and remember we made about a 94% gain when we recommended that as a buy at about $6. And since that point, it just went up and up and up. And yeah, at $11, I exited the markets, and I'm just getting ready to get back into the market at any pullback. Not yet, not yet. So I'm just waiting. But it could easily, from about $11, go back up to 17 again. If you hold it, that's good. And if you want to enter positions, just wait a little bit. Be patient. There's going to be some good opportunities in Link. Our target for Dash still stands at 115. And then the bull USD or USDT. Our next target here is going to be 8510, right there to that top. We've already made about 100% profit, and look at that, we were just perfectly correct, hitting that target there of 5553. I hope you sold there, took some profit. But if you want to get back into bull, you're going to probably make a bit of a gain here. Let's say around about another 90% is very much plausible. ZIL is a good coin. It's following the algorithm analysis here, a bit of a sideways action downwards maybe, and then one last move upwards to this target here. As mentioned during the live weekly webinars in the last 2 weeks, we said that AMPL, which is Ampleforth, becomes a buy year after 9 August. And you can see here that if you bought right there on 9 August, it would have gone up. It's a bit of a slight pullback there, and we do expect it to go to about 155%. Sell at any spike, take your profits, and remember folks, this entire video is not financial advice. The last thing that I'm going to talk about here quickly before we do another report, which will be a PDF report tomorrow, coming out just before the weekly webinar. You really need to get to those weekly webinars because we're going to discuss all these other coins here, the coins that I haven't gone through yet. From the data that we are looking at in our algorithm, we believe that we are going to go sideways here, and then here, right at the point here, between 15 September, 10, 15, 17 September, a week on this side, a week on that side, the US dollar is going to gain a bit of strength and then go back upwards here. It is during this upwards move that assets all around the world could start having a pullback. I'm going to show you the last one actually, which I totally forgot, but I'll quickly get into silver quickly for you, just to give you an idea what I see. So when the US dollar starts turning upwards, that will coincide with Bitcoin and Ethereum hitting a top as well. So we're going to follow that and help you to get out on the top. If it happens that the US dollar here starts getting weaker, you are going to see gold explode, silver explode, cryptocurrencies explode. We don't see that yet, but keep it as a possibility. Will Bitcoin go up and break 20,000? It can only do that if the US dollar gets weaker. Therefore, let me get into silver quickly. Here is what I see in silver. I do see, and remember I'm on the 4-hour chart, I do see a move upwards here above 24, right to that green line of about 26. A bit of a pullback here, and then one last move by silver going upwards here to a high point, hitting approximately $30. Now when you zoom out, what I see happening in silver is a bit of a drop from that zone, a bit of a sideways move here, and then a further drop downwards. Before we go further with silver and do further analysis on how low silver can go, or if silver is going to break out, because there are multiple people in the world, very well-known people, who actually say that silver is simply just going to break out. I am of the opinion that we rather need to be cautious, and that silver could come down, consolidate here, and then have a downwards move. Now we will soon find out, because there's a resistance line here, an algorithm resistance line. If it breaks this resistance line, it won't go back up. So we've got some time to have a look at that. During the webinar, we're going to discuss this a little bit more in detail. Guys, just to go back now to Bitcoin here, remember with Bitcoin, I do say that it's going to go upwards here into this high point here of 12,200. Then we're going to have a $1,000, $1,500 drop. And remember, that will take all cryptocurrencies downwards. Then we're going to go for one last move upwards here, most likely into 12,700. Remember, this target here is basically unknown, because what can happen right at the top there is that you can have a spike here, and that spike can even go and touch 15,000. Don't get fooled when you see that spike. The spike will just be a place where you get out, unless the market goes completely bullish and break out all across the board. That means gold, silver, world stock markets, everything. We will not go bullish, and we will not go and break out, and Bitcoin will not hit 20,000 yet. It is going to come, but we will discuss that during the weekly webinars. I hope this video helped you. We will see you on the weekly webinar this Friday. Thank you. This is Marius Landman. Have a fantastic day.